Hello and welcome to the Mal and Johnny Show. Well, it's been a couple of weeks, but I've got my excuses, Johnny. I've got my excuses all lined up. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I still love you. No, I still love you.
Yeah. You've been making records like they're going out of style.
Oh, well, it started off because we had the Swansea International Festival. I think I remember telling you about that.
Yeah, we had that.
And we had that was with Sir Carl Jenkins and, 60, 70 piece orchestra. And there was 100 people in the choir, the Swansea Philharmonic. So that took a little bit of care, and then it's been sort of like, I don't know, it's been one thing after another. I've been working on this Christmas record with Bronwyn Lewis. Now Bronwyn's she's from Seven Sisters, bit of a Welsh TikTok star sensation, really. She does Welsh versions of English hits, right? So she
I used to do that on Disc Down. 1967.
You should get some and put some of them online because
I can still remember some of them. I remember the girl from Ipanema. Tala swella della givaga vergo Ipanema singerthen a fancy. How can I remember that after all these years?
So there's nothing new under the sun. But anyway, it's been great for her. And so we recorded Away in a Manger. It's a new tune I've written, but we've done it in English and we've done it in Welsh, and then we've done a mixture of it in English and Welsh, and that's the one we're sort of pushing to the radio stations. But then he thought, you remember the video we did last year?
Yeah. What did we sing last year? Because I came down and sat in the choir and did a bit, didn't I?
Yeah, Little Town of Bethlehem.
Little Town of Bethlehem, that's right.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we had Johnny Tudor in it. We had Michael Sheen, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah. And I remember thinking last year, well, you
had Hooky in it.
James Hook, that's right. Lee Trundle. And we thought we'll never ever top that. And of course, Carolyn Harris, the MP who runs this Everyone Deserves a Christmas charity hamper thing.
Yeah.
He said, she rang me in the summer and said, what are we gonna do this year? I'm thinking, well, we had Johnny Tudor and Catherine Zeta-Jones last year. What do you want? So I thought we'd do something very different. We'd do it in Welsh, English and in Welsh, and then we got an orchestra, Fiddlesticks Orchestra, and the Valley Rock Voices Choir. Have you heard of them?
No, I haven't. How many's in the choir?
It's over 200. So
oh my God.
We booked this chapel to do it. It's the chapel that my grandmother used to play the organ in, and I did my first concert. Well, it wasn't a concert. It was a Christmas carol service for the school. Did that in 1968. So but it has been almost abandoned, but it's been turned into a new type of church now. And I thought, well, that's going to be big enough. Well, when they arrived, they just kept on coming. It was like the children passing through the Red Sea. And they all have to wear these lovely red dresses. Anyway, filmed it. It's on Dechrau Canu actually on Sunday.
Oh, there we are. Have a look.
Dechrau Canu, yeah. So that'll be on that. Do you want to see the Bronwyn video with the choir and everything?
Yes.
I'll play it now then.
All right then.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, sweet baby Jesus laid down his head. The stars in the bright sky looked down where he lay. The little Jesus asleep on the hay.
Sy'n dy gari o edrych I lawr a saf wrth yng ngwely nes dy fod y wair
sweet Jesus, I ask you to stay close by me forever and love me, I pray. Bless all dear children in your tender care and fit us for heaven to live with you there. I'll wait in a manger, no crib for a bed. Sweet baby Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the bright sky looked down where he lay. The little Jesus asleep on the hay.
What do you think of that then? It's all right there.
Fantastic, fantastic.
The ladies
You're
look
prolific,
lovely.
you are.
Pathetic is the word. Not
Pathetic.
prolific. It was one of the other.
I tell you who's having a bit of luck is Yma O Hyd.
David.
He's on everything. He's out
isn't he?
he's out in Qatar. Is it in Kuwait? Where are they? Kuwait?
Qatar.
No,
Qatar.
Qatar. And he's out there singing it with his guitar. I mean, he's never had so much publicity in his life. But it's great for the Welsh language.
Isn't it? It's amazing. You know,
Because even people who don't understand it, they're singing it because they're
Yeah.
fans of the club of
Yeah.
Wales. And
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. My little kids sing it the grandkids, they sing it in school and everything. Yeah.
It could be our theme song, though, couldn't it? Yma O Hyd.
Yeah.
What does it mean, Johnny? What's it mean?
And we're still here, boy.
We're still here.
That's
The
what it
Man and
means.
Johnny Show.
Yma O Hyd.
All right, that's enough about me because the record comes out this weekend and
Aye.
we do lots of stuff. What have you been up to, Johnny Tudor? What have you
What have I been up to? Well, I've been up to having a chest infection, which isn't very good. I still got a cough, but it's going, but I still feel like I got this cough.
Yeah.
And I was tempted to take a test in case it was the old COVID.
Yeah.
But like my daughter said, well, you haven't got to isolate anyways. What's the point? You're feeling better now.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So there's that. And I've been tidying around the house, getting ready for Christmas.
Yes. Yeah.
I've just
It's my
done a-
shout. It's my shout. That's good. Now tell us about that. When's it
Well,
on?
It's My Shout. There's a little 15-minute film I did for the company called It's My Shout, which is backed by the BBC, S4C, and goodness knows who else. And they make, I think it's eight little 15-minute films, 4 in Welsh, 4 in English. And it's to bring on new writers and people like that, you see. So they put in the likes of me and, Val, my Jones was in with me and a couple of young kids who hadn't done much at all, but they're really good. And then they show them, they're showing them to the public, I think, on in venues. Like, for instance, they showed it in the university in Cardiff for the Cardiff lot. And there's one going to be shown in Bridgend and one's shown somewhere else. And then it's going to be on TV. It's going to be on, I think it's normally BBC Two. It'll be on BBC anyway.
Right.
It's called My Shout. And the one I did was called Not So Silent Night.
Oh, right. Perfect or not for Christmas.
Yeah. It's basically, I can't tell you the whole
No.
thing because I'll spoil it. But basically, it's the grandfather, i.e. me,
Yeah.
who's trying to do a perfect Christmas
Yeah.
for his family because his daughter had died and he wants to do it exactly the same as she did. But being a bit of a black comedy, you can imagine what happens.
What could possibly go wrong, Johnny? What could possibly go wrong?
That's right.
I tell you what, when I've been unfaithful to you over the last couple of weeks, I've been making some films for the Welsh Football Association with Yma O Hyd. Now, do you remember Yma O Hyd? Were you a football fan? Were you?
I know I'm not really into football. I'm a rugby merchant, but I mean I know the name. I know the name. Yeah.
He was the golden boy of Welsh football.
Yeah.
And he played in the 58 World Cup final. Scored a lovely goal against Hungary. And of course, played
No, then.
against Brazil.
Would that have been the team that John Charles was involved with?
That's it. John Charles, Terry Medwin, Mel Charles. Yeah, the 58 team.
No, and who was the other one? He was a friend of Stan's, very famous footballer. He was played the same time as John Charles. Very good-looking chap he was, but he got the old blinking Alzheimer's, and I'm sure it's from the head and the ball.
Head and
you
the
know,
ball. Yeah. No, there's a lot of that. You know, because
Trevor
Ford. That same era.
Lovely guy, Trevor.
Yeah, they didn't take Trevor. Do you know why they didn't take Trevor Ford to the World Cup? And they could have done with him in the quarterfinal against Brazil, because John Charles got kicked to pieces by the Hungarians in the previous game. Do you know why they didn't take him?
Why is that?
Because there wasn't any room on the plane, because the selectors took all their wives. The committee men took all their wives on the plane.
So they don't take one of their best players.
No, they couldn't.
The wife on board. Well, Trevor was lovely. I used to meet him quite a lot with Stan, because he was Stan's big friend, you know.
Right.
Because Stan was big into football, you know. He used to do this thing, the Showbiz 11. He used to play with the Showbiz 11. And all those people like Ronnie Corbett and him and Jess Conrad and all them, they're all in this team, and they used to play different teams in different towns wherever they went, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
and Trevor was a great guy. I like Trevor. Yeah. He ended up, I think he was running the car showrooms or something in the end. Mercedes, right. I think it was. Right. And he lived where did he live eventually? I think he lived in Craigie, near Cardiff.
Oh, right.
Yeah, anyway, he died of Alzheimer's, poor man.
Oh, that's terrible, because obviously, you know, they didn't make a fortune in those days, even when they lived in Cardiff. You know, like they were playing, Ivor and John Charles, they both played for Cardiff, I think, at the same time. And, you know, they lived in clubhouses just around the corner. And they still had to pay rent. The houses belonged. And
well, it was like Stanley Matthews, he had 20 quid a week, wasn't it, or something?
That's right. There was a fixed rate, you know, that was the rate. In fact, the summertime, the Swansea players used to go down the Gower to pick potatoes to supplement the income. That's how they.
Well, yeah.
So it's a different world now. And then
totally.
I finished off my tour. I finished off my.
Oh, you finished your tour. Your 2020 tour.
Yeah.
You got lost on the way.
I could put 20. I put 2020 to bed. No, so
that's
it's
right.
all steam ahead for 2023. Plans for Christmas then? All sorted?
We got all the family again.
Right.
My daughter, the youngest, doesn't want to go down to Southampton, where her mother-in-law lives, because the kids don't break up till Christmas Eve. She doesn't want to stick them in the car Christmas Eve and drive them all the way down there. So they're coming up here to us. Great. So there'll be Olwen, me, Ellen, my daughter, the two grandkids, and the outlaws come in. And my other daughter lives 8 doors away down the road, and she's having the rest of the family. She's having my ex-wife and her boyfriend, and her kid, and my son, and the son's kid, you know. So we're all adjacent, as they say.
Honestly, somebody should film it. Forget about the Osborns. This is the Tudors. It'd be great.
The Tudors, there'll probably be an argument. There usually is, but...
It's Christmas. It's Christmas. It has to be.
You gotta have an argument, don't you? You gotta have an argument.
All right. Well, we're like.
What are you doing for Christmas?
I think I'm not sure if it's our turn to have lots of kids. So I think it might be quite a quiet one with just the boys back from London.
Really? Yeah.
But you know what? There's so many things. We're launching the record now. Swansea Market on Saturday, the 3rd, 12 o'clock, with the choir on Bronwyn and Steve Balsamo. And then, I don't know, December's stretching ahead like with lots of signposts on. It's going to be great, though, Johnny. It's going to be great.
Why? Who's in the panto this year in Swansea?
Kev Johns. I'm trying to think. I don't recognise many of the. Hayley Gallivan. Hayley Gallivan.
Who's she?
She's West End, Swansea girl, West End. Craig Gallivan's her brother, and he's in West End as well. Lovely family.
Yeah. So Kev the clown is still going.
He's still going. He's the best dame in the land. There's nothing like a dame.
There's nothing like a dame. As our Win used to say, a dame is a man in a frock.
That's right.
It's not a drag queen. That's a different kettle of fish.
That's a different thing. It's a different thing. All right, look, and so I know that we were going to talk about taking you back to your old school haunt. So we'll do that next week. Back to my steak.
Like, yeah.
That'd be lovely. That'd be lovely. Yeah. That'd be lovely.
I went up there the other day to see a friend of mine who's got slight memory loss, but not much. He remembers everything, but like short terms a bit bad. So we went up there for a bit of a walk around. We went to my old man's pub, which is now a Weatherspoons, and so we'll talk about stuff like that.
Do you know what? I bumped into Terry Medwin. He before Gareth Bale, he was the last person to score for Wales in the World Cup. He's 90 now.
90?
And 90. And I think his memory's failing a little bit. But I'd got some special footage of him scoring his goal against Hungary, and because people said, "Oh, he dribbled in," and he didn't. He nipped in very quickly and stole the ball off the wing, the fullback, and scored this great goal.
Yeah.
And I started talking to him about it, and he was like that. He was like a flash. He said, "Yeah, I nipped in, I got in there, and I put the ball." It's like he was back in that moment. Fantastic.
Yeah. They can remember, anybody that's got anything wrong with the brain, like Alzheimer's or whatever, they can remember far back when it's the short-term goals, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. I mean, touch wood, my memory's still sharp as a tack. In fact, I did my Spanish today with my Spanish teacher on my Zoom.
Excellent.
And I was fluid, boy. Fluido, I was fluido.
Fluido. Well, that's good.
That's the word for fluent. Welsh has got a better word. Wriggle.
Wriggle.
That means you're fluent. Wriggle. And remember when I was learning once, when I started learning, and I was talking to Ruth Price, the producer in the BBC, I said, if I keep this up, I'll be wriggled in no time. Well, she laughed her head off. Wriggle. Lovely.
All right, well, have a good week. I'll speak to you next week, probably about my steak, but it's goodbye from him.
And it's hwyl fawr from me, and Yma O Hyd, boys.
Yma O Hyd.
And good luck for the boys tonight.
Tonight, right. Better put this out tonight then, in that case. Better get it.
All right, if this is the day after, I hope you've done well.
We did great. We're still with you, Yma O Hyd. Still here. See you, Johnny Tita. Bye.
Ta-da, mate. Ta-da.